Hi guys, I am here at the C2C, the Content to Clients event in the Hilton in Manchester. I am a member of Content to Clients, but I thought I would come along and interview some of today's speakers to ask them what they think of the event, and more importantly for me, what their best tips are as public speakers. Firstly, how are you enjoying the C2C event?
Anything in person is the best thing ever.
Being here, being in the room with everybody, you can feel the energy, you can feel the excitement.
This is honestly one of the loveliest groups of people I think I've ever met.
Everyone's so relaxed, informal, and they are just themselves. It's brilliant.
This C2C community is amazing.
What Chris has built, I'm immensely proud of him. I've known him for years, before C2C even had a name, I think. And to see it and be here and also to speak was just incredible.
To be honest, I didn't think they could raise the bar after the last event, but this event has been absolute gold dust, mate. I couldn't recommend it enough for anyone thinking of joining.
What is your best advice, tips, techniques for people watching in terms of public speaking? Something you do quite regularly, you've just told me that you're still a little bit nervous. What would you say to people?
One of the best tips that I got from anybody ever was nobody knows what you plan to say except yourself, so you actually can't get it wrong.
You just need to show up as the best version of you, putting your best foot forward, and be okay with that. Be you. Don't pretend to be anybody else, and people will love it. People will love that.
The first time you do it, you know that's probably the worst you're ever going to be. So if you just start there and then do it again and again and again, over time you're just going to get better and better.
I'd say don't try to be slick. I'm a very nervous person and people have really responded well to that. I think they can relate to it, so just be normal, talk as you normally would, but just louder.
I've always worn my heart on my sleeve and sometimes share a bit too much. But actually everyone really likes that.
Be yourself. Tell your story. Make a joke if you need to make a joke, and whatever you feel like you want to say in your head, say it out loud.
For me, public speaking was as scary as jumping out of a plane naked on fire without a parachute. That was it. And then I spoke at the Excel at the end of last year. The big transformation was that people do care what I have to say, and the challenges that I've overcome are interesting and useful to other people, so share it.
People have asked you to do a job for a particular reason. You're probably an expert in the field. You know what you're about to talk about, so you're probably thinking it when it comes to the nerves. So honestly, just relax, just try and enjoy it.
Finally, I'm here with Chris, the man himself, creator of C2C, who's put on this event today. Chris, you spoke a lot about how much it means to you to see everyone, but just give us your thoughts. What is it like to be here today with everyone invited and part of the journey?
Outstanding. This community is built on Zoom, it's built digitally, and we have the opportunity here to create connection, like real human connection that you just can't emulate over these digital platforms. And these events are still less than a year old, so the first one we did was 9 months ago, and there were 18 people there. And then we did one 4 months ago, and there were 40 people there. Today, there's almost 100 people here.
You've been doing a lot of public speaking. Was it always something you were comfortable with? And what would be your best advice for other people trying to make that start in their own personal branding?
If you do want to be on stage and public speaking, you can go and get some training, or you can just start filming very short videos and maybe not even posting them, and then the next step is posting one that you're comfortable with, then continuing to turn that into a continuous strategy. Then you might do long form, or you might just seek out some smaller local speaking opportunities. My advice, if you are doing your first few, is to rehearse like hell, because you can fall back on what you know rather than fumbling your words. The opportunities though that public speaking brings they're untouched, I believe. As an example, just to round this off, I spoke at an accounting expo, which I'm not an accountant, but I spoke at an accounting expo, and by the time I walked off stage, because I offered a lead magnet, we had 30 to 40 people who are already in our email system going to be getting emails. Not to mention the number of social posts I was tagged in. Not to mention the people that have booked sales calls with us as a result of me just turning up and doing 30 minutes of work. Probably an hour and a half of prep beforehand. And yeah, I'm well versed in it now, and I can handle stages, but it just starts with taking that first step.
Couldn't have put it better myself, really, guys. So Chris, thanks very much, mate.
Pleasure, man.